Good evening. Thank you for joining us on Team Piper's News Flash. This evening, we will hear about the issue of fly tipping. We will hear from some community members and the great work that is being done across North Lanarkshire. We will listen to leadership styles and strategies, and we will propose a solution. As a disclaimer, we can confirm that all individuals represented in the video have given permission to appear. In an era of tightening budgets and evolving public expectations, local authorities must undertake efficiency savings to ensure sustainable service delivery. Over the last 5 years, the financial burden incurred by the council for the clearance and disposal of fly tipping from council land and roads amounted to over £2.17 million, relating to over 19 tonnes of fly-tipped materials. This does not include the costs for the removal of hazardous waste or the cost to private landlords. Here, based between Motherwell and Wishaw, within the heart of an industrial estate, is Netherton Recycling Centre, one of the council's 6 recycling centres. The site is fully functional with designated recycling areas, on-site assistance and a booking system for vans and trailers. Irrespective of the investment of the council and of strategies deployed to discourage fly tipping, we can see that throughout North Lanarkshire, people are still discarding their goods at their own convenience in contravention of the law. Fly tipping is an illegal action, so why do people do it? Is it due to cost introduced by the council, or is it for commercial gain? And what are the measures that can be taken to prevent this?
This was Willowbank School Coatbridge, once full of life and learning. Deemed unsafe in 2018, it was knocked down. Now what's left is worse than an empty space. This land has become a dumping ground, a magnet for fly tipping, piles of rubbish, broken furniture, discarded mattresses. Not just an eyesore, a symbol of neglect. And it's not just here. Across North Lanarkshire, fly tipping is out of control. Shopping trolleys, old carpets, even entire loads of household waste from kitchen appliances, fridges, clearly dumped after renovations. It's more than ugly, it's unsafe. But not everybody is standing by. Communities are stepping up where leadership is needed. Take the site of the former Coatbridge Outdoor Sports Centre, now another fly tipping hotspot. But the Langloan residents and tenants group is fighting back. Chairperson Denise Mendel explains, "We take an intergenerational approach. Everyone plays a part, from our youngest kids to our oldest residents. We are proactive. We don't want this normalised for our children." They work with councillors, police and waste teams. They report suspicious vehicles, use mobile CCTV, share cleanups online and post warning signs. Most of what they find, tyres, car parts, building waste, shopping trolleys, a danger when a child is playing in the street. This is what pride in place looks like, but communities can't and shouldn't do this alone. We need strong leadership, better support and real action. It's time to match community effort with will and turn this around together.
We will now hear from a community member of Coatbridge and the head of service within North Lanarkshire Council.
So, hello Mark, and thanks ever so much for coming along this afternoon and just giving us your views as a member of the community. I think it's Coatbridge that you reside in terms of the problem that we've got within the council and in the fly tipping. This is part of an assessment that we've got for our module, and we're just looking to see what your views are and what the council can do to assist to prevent this from happening.
I think one view is that the council should provide adequate recycling facilities for all members of the community, but I do think there's a bit of a community responsibility and personal responsibility for us all in terms of how we dispose of our waste and what items we take to the recycling centres. I reflect on the times in COVID when communities came together with voluntary organisations that kind of sprung up. We were all taking a bit more pride in their community, we were all making sure that litter wasn't dropped. So I kind of reflect on that and say that there's a willingness for people to do it, so it's just about coordinating that kind of local community groups, and I suppose taking that self-responsibility whilst having I suppose the support of the council and local politicians to enable us to do that.
Could you just start by introducing yourself and your role within North Lanarkshire Council?
My name's Stephen Penman. I'm the Chief Officer for Strategy and Engagement for the Council, and the engagement part of that includes communications, both external and internal.
Excellent, thank you. And I suppose in your own words, the really burning question for us is, what is the North Lanarkshire Council vision and leadership style in relation to fly tipping?
So in terms of fly tipping, there are two aspects for us. The first is the impact that it has on communities themselves, and it's a really detrimental impact on communities. And the second is that it's a criminal offence. Fly tipping is a criminal offence. So we've got two roles. One is to encourage the community to help us deal with fly tipping by reporting fly tipping, and that's the leadership role that we take in terms of the community. But secondly, we've got a leadership role to play in terms of the prosecution of crime, working with others. We don't work alone in that respect. We work with, for example, Police Scotland. So our approach is twofold from a leadership perspective: community leadership, but also leadership in terms of criminal enforcement.
Excellent. Thank you very much for your time this afternoon, Stephen. Considering some of those interviews and who we've heard from, what are the leadership styles and how do we propose a solution?
The current approach by the Council seems to be community-based leadership, where the community is empowered by reporting instances of fly tipping to the Council, which can be done using an online portal or via Facebook. They also adopt a bureaucratic leadership style, which is structured around rules, regulations and enforcement mechanisms to maintain order and compliance. The leadership styles are not working, as we have just seen with the images of fly tipping in North Lanarkshire. If the Council adopts a transformational leadership style which would inspire and motivate the community, this may help to tackle the issue, but without any repercussions for fly tipping, this may not work. However, if the Council were to integrate a transformational leadership style alongside the community-based and bureaucratic leadership styles, this could create an effective and sustainable approach to tackling illegal dumping.
The leadership overseeing North Lanarkshire waste management strategy has leaned almost exclusively on fines and penalties, yet despite attempts to identify and prosecute offenders, fly tipping and littering continue to scar communities. A robust, aggressive strategy for catching and punishing the most flagrant offenders is still required. Those who willfully blight communities with fly tipping must face meaningful consequences, both to deter repeat offenders and to send a clear message that this behaviour will not be tolerated. But enforcement must only be one part of the broader solution, not the entire strategy. A holistic waste management system is required. Free bulk uplifts so that cost is never a barrier to lawful disposal. Drop-in access to waste sites without booking, available 24 hours, 7 days a week. Dedicated community council partnerships to organise regular litter collections. Educational outreach. A preventative focus with public awareness campaigns, school programmes and clear signage to reduce fly tipping before it happens. North Lanarkshire residents deserve council leaders who can effectively build a vibrant future for their communities that is free from the social stain of fly tipping. This can be achieved by combining firm enforcement with real support and convenience.
As we have heard, different leadership styles need to be adopted at different points in time to resolve this community issue. Thank you to everybody who contributed to this piece of work. From Team Piper's Newsflash, good night.